Hi everyone, my name is Ashish Agarwal, and I'll be delivering this lecture to you. So before commencing the session, just a quick round of update regarding my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Ashish Agarwal _GG. So if you haven't visited the channel, I would request you to do visit the channel and do like, share, and subscribe the channel. The channel is dedicated to Oracle Golden Gate related videos. Thank you.
Looks like. Okay, so now what we are going to do is we are going to discuss about how to download and install Oracle GoldenGate 23 AI. Okay, okay. So we are now going to download, but prior to download, okay, there are certain installation requirements which you need to ensure you follow. Okay, so there are certain requirements. So upon completion of this training, so you may be asked to set up GoldenGate from scratch, right? You may be asked to design your GoldenGate environment. You may be asked for requirement related to hardware. So right now, say for example, you are hired for an organization, and in that organization, they are not using GoldenGate. But once you join, your interview happened on that, and you are joining an organization. Upon joining, now the GoldenGate project is there. So they will ask you for the hardware requirement. That means hardware means how much CPU you need, how much space you need, what type of network you need, what OS user means, all those details you need to provide, right? So let us discuss about that. Installation requirements or considerations related to Oracle GoldenGate 23 AI we are going to discuss now. So let us now discuss about what are the installation requirements related to Oracle GoldenGate 23i. So when you install Oracle GoldenGate 23i, download and installation are not the only part, right? Initially, there must be some hardware requirements or network requirements which are there, which you are required to meet. So hardware requirements means like how much CPUs you need. So say for example, you are hired for a project where GoldenGate has to be set up from the scratch. And being a GoldenGate architect, it's your responsibility to provide those requirements. So the OS team will come to you and ask for your hardware related requirements. So you have to study and provide it. Then the network team will come to you and ask for your requirement. Of course, it's their expertise. They can action accordingly, but you have to provide your initial requirement, and based on your input, they can proceed. Right? So what are the hardware requirements for installation of GoldenGate 23i? So for GoldenGate 23i, the hardware requirement is number of CPUs. How much number of CPU you need? 4 or 8 core CPU is sufficient. GoldenGate is not a high consuming, is not high CPU consuming product. Of course, it's a product, it's an application, it consumes CPU, I won't deny that, but it's not that high CPU consuming product. So you require 4 or 8 core CPU is enough. If the more you add, like if someone say, Ashish, what if I get 16 core or 30 core CPUs for GoldenGate? More is better. But 4 or 8 core CPUs are also fine. Second thing is you need to calculate the space requirement. Okay. Now the thing is for space. So this is very important. So GoldenGate architecture, you are required to store your trail files in some location, right? And those trail files are binary format and they will continue to increase, right? So you need to ensure that the you have sufficient space. Now, just like your archive logs at the database levels are generated, right? Or transaction logs, they continue to grow and then you purge them. So you have defined the mount point space for them, how much space you need. Same way, you need to provide the space requirement for GoldenGate mount point. Okay, so first of all, you need to decide where you are going to install GoldenGate, whether you are going to install GoldenGate uh, in a new mount point like /GoldenGate or use existing mount point like /U01 or /data, where you want to install Oracle GoldenGate. So you can install it on any existing mount point like /GoldenGate or use existing mount point like /U01 or /data. Okay, once you have that, now the next thing what you need to do is you need to decide how much space you need. It is very important, right? Because space calculation, say for example, if you decide to use it in the existing mount point. So existing mount point has been defined based on the current applications which are residing over there. So that those are not interrupted, you need to ensure that you are adding more sufficient space over there, right? So you will have to do the space calculation. So for space calculation, each person has its own way of calculating. I won't say they are wrong or they are right. Same way, I have my own way of calculation. I won't say I am wrong or I am right. It's just my way of calculating the space. Okay. So because we are just assuming, we are forecasting the thing. Okay. And forecasting doesn't have a specific criteria. It depends on each person. So let me tell you what I do. So what I do is basically for space calculation, depending on the size of the database, I take out last 30 or 60 days day-wise archive log generation. Okay. So if it's a huge database, I take out last 30 days. And if it's a small database like 2 terabytes or 3 terabytes, I take out last 60 days day-wise archive log generation. Now during that, I identify highest 7 days where archive log has been generated. So some day it may be 20 GB, some day it may be 1 MB. So on in 30 days, I filter out top 7 archive log, highest archive log generation days. Okay. Now, once I have identified it, I take average of that. Okay. So say for example, one day it was 20 GB, another day it was 1 GB, then third day it was 100 MB, then it was 100 GB. So I take the average of highest 7 days. So I take the average of seven highest archive log generation days. Once I have it, okay, then what I do is I basically, so say for example, the average of 7 days highest archive log generation comes out to be 25 GB. Okay. Then what I do is I multiply it by number of days we need to keep the trail files for. So say for example, as per customer requirement, they want to keep 7 days 7 days trail files. Okay, so it depends on customer. So some customer wants to keep 10 days, some customer wants to keep 15 days, and most of the customer, 90% or 95% of customers want to keep 7 days trail files. Okay, so what I do, whatever average I have got, I multiply it by number of days customer wants to keep it for. So say for example, it's 7 days. So I multiply what average I got by number of days we want to keep the trail files for. So say for example, it comes out to be 175 GB. Now what I do is 175 GB is coming based on today's archive log generation, right? Now this is supposed to increase. So the forecasting what we are giving 2 to 5 years. Right. So today, when the project is new, as per my experience, I'm telling you, it is easy to get the space. Whatever space you would want, you would get that much space. However, once the project is live and into production, it's really very difficult. So what I do is I multiply it by 2 to 5 times. Whatever amount I get, I multiply it by 2 to 5 times and I request for that much space. So if I multiply 175 GB, I would request for 350 to 800 GB of space minimum. And you may say, Ashish, like, if 800 GB of space we are asking for, and will they not question us? See, the thing is, you are basically what you are doing is you are forecasting this based on today's scenario. You are forecasting for next 2 to 5 years. So each person has way of uh, calculating it. So today it may be 175 GB. So now if you're forecasting, you will forecast as much as possible so that you don't come into like you don't get into situation where you are running out of space, right? So when you request for it, initially when you request, it's not that much difficult, and you can definitely uh, defend yourself. And if they don't decide to give you, you can tell them that this is your forecast, and if tomorrow you run out space, then you have the proof that at least you forecasted that much space. But as per my experience, if you ask for it, you will get it. Okay. Then third thing is, so apart from CPU and space requirement, then the third thing is you need to identify which OS user you want to use to install Oracle GoldenGate. Okay. Which OS user you want to use to install Oracle GoldenGate. Whether you want to use Oracle or any other user like GG admin or GG user. So if your DBAs are going to manage your Oracle GoldenGate environment, then use Oracle. So in many organizations, GoldenGate organizations hire just GoldenGate DBAs. So GoldenGate and DBA responsibilities are segregated. So in that case, create a separate GoldenGate user like GG user or GG admin and ensure that it is part of OInstall group, OS group, OInstall OS group. Okay. And then another thing, what you are required is network requirement because see, GoldenGate sends the data over TCP IP network, right? So for the network, you have to ensure that network bandwidth between source and target should be good. Okay. And the port should be open for the services to run. So all these services, what you see in GoldenGate, they require a port to run on. So ensure that those ports are open and firewall should be open between your source and target servers. Okay. So these are the things you need to keep in mind related to when you are setting up new Oracle GoldenGate environment. Okay. These are the things you have to ensure and you ensure that you're meeting all these requirements. Okay, so hardware and network related requirements for both source and target are required to be met so that you ensure that you don't run out of space, you have sufficient number of CPUs and your network bandwidth is good. So remember one thing, before I proceed, GoldenGate is a product whose performance is not only dependent on GoldenGate itself. For GoldenGate to work, it depends on the database. Okay. Then it depends on network. It depends on user IO, disk or disk IO, I should say, not user IO, disk IO. Okay. So it depends on multiple things. So, and of course, CPU as well. So if any of these is slow, hung, or not responding, or non-sufficient, you will face issues at GoldenGate level. So it is very imperative that during the design phase itself, we meet all the prerequisites related to these so that we are better prepared and we don't face performance related issues when our project goes into production. That is very, very, very important. Okay. Okay. So now on that note, what we'll do, we'll now proceed to download and install. Okay. So remember one thing, before, for downloading the GoldenGate, from where you can download GoldenGate? You can download GoldenGate from OTN directly. Okay. But before you can download GoldenGate from OTN, you need to check the certification matrix. Checking the certification matrix is very important. Okay. But before we check the certification matrix, guys, is anyone of you want to is anyone of you interested in learning one more AI tool? Something, some other AI tool, if any one of you is interested. If yes, type in the chat window. Yes? Okay. So before I proceed with the download and checking the certification metric, let me tell you one more AI tool, which you can definitely dedicate to your partner or dedicate to your friends. It's very good. The tool is suno.ai. So let me type it in Google. It will give me the exact. Uh, okay. So the tool is Suno. So in Suno in Hindi means listen. So suno.com. So in this tool, you can make any song what you can imagine. Any song and try it on your own. Okay. Like say for example, I'll I'll sign in first and give a prompt. And it gives very good songs. Of course, you have to provide the correct prompts and different things, but it is really very good too. So say for example, I'll give here generate a song for my Golden Gate, Oracle Golden Gate training students, which I can play while we are on a break during a session and they can enjoy. Okay, you can create it from here. If you want to add lyrics on your own, you can add lyrics. So last time around, I generated one for one of the webinar I did, and it created this for me. Thank you for attending. It created this for me. So it has generated something. Let us try to hear. Glowing in the light, it's turned very colors away. Dreams have been away. It's going home. It's me, it's streams of day. So it is generating something. So on the first note, you may not like it. However, you have different options like if you want to add jazz to it, what kind of music you like. If you want to add some lyrics, you can add some lyrics. If you want to make it only instrumental, you can do that. So there are different options available, and it is like it is free and you can use it to generate any type of song. You like if you want to generate, say for example, happy birthday song, you can generate happy birthday song as well. If you want to generate, say for example, some event song, you can do that. You can generate. It can generate, and trust me, guys, I have used it and it generates uh, amazing songs for you. Okay, so try this tool as well, like Gamma we discussed earlier, Suno we are discussing right now. So Suno, just for those who understand Hindi, many of you who are attending, you are from India, so and who understand Hindi, you may be aware Suno means listen. For those who doesn't understand, Suno is a Hindi word and whose literal meaning is listen. Okay, okay. So now let us move forward to our training. Okay. So during our training, I'll be like, this is something new which I'm introducing, and I'll be introducing a lot more AI stuff as the session goes on. Okay, so now we have seen about what are the installation and hardware requirements, right? So the next is what we are going to do now is we are going to download the binaries now. Okay. So when you introduce something new, you have to think regularly, right? So this is what I'm doing right now. Now, while talking to you, what I'm thinking is which next tool I should introduce to you. I'll have to, so to be honest, like when I started this session, I didn't have in mind that I'll introduce some tools, but now because you guys are giving me good response, thanks very much for it. So because you guys are giving very good response to me, so what I'll do is I'll introduce tools in all. This session will be approximately 6 to 8 weeks. So in all 8 weeks, every week I'll introduce few new AI tools so that you learn about AI as well with this session with tools. Okay. Yeah. I'll try to introduce whatever AI I use, I learn and I use in my day-to-day life. I'll introduce those for you guys. Don't worry. See, guys, the whole purpose of these sessions, these trainings, online training is to ensure that you guys learn new things. And that will serve once you learn new things, and at the end of the day, you are a better person after attending these sessions, these trainings. It makes me comfort. It makes me feel good as well. So I'll be introducing you. Only thing is like one thing which I want from you is give me feedbacks, give me like ideas as well. If you think something related to that could be done, give me ideas as well, give me feedbacks. And trust me, guys, responses once I receive, it makes me feel comfortable and makes me understand like make me try to introduce new things. That's it, right? So it feels like you are also getting comfortable and learning new things. Okay. So Sunil has a point. Introduce the AI tool which helps us to automate some task work as DBA GG admin. So you have different generative AIs as well. I'll introduce amazing tools to you for that. Like it's not specific to DBA GG admin, but you can use it for your. So there is no tool in this, as far as I am aware, which works only for DBA and GoldenGate. It works for all the technologies, right? So you can utilize those tools for GoldenGate or basically DBA, right? Okay. So let us move forward. So now the next thing what we are going to discuss was when we stopped, we were discussing about uh, checking the certification matrix. Sorry, I moved away from that actual topic while talking about these AI tools. Okay. So let us move forward. Okay. So now, and guys, one more thing. The tool which I am introducing, someone else may have some other ideas or they may be using other tools. So it's just that there are different tools, so many tools available in the market, right? I may know only, say for example, for PowerPoint creation, there are hundreds of tools available, hundreds of AI tools. But because I have used, I have used almost 10 or 15 of those. I liked Gamma a lot. So that's why I'm telling you about Gamma. Other person may like some other tool. So it's not like Gamma is the best tool. Gamma is the best tool which I know for me. Some other tool may be best. So if someone else is suggesting something else, you are welcome to do that, and you can definitely suggest that. And it's up to others which one. Try to use whatever is being suggested if you don't know, and see what works best for you, right? Okay. So now let us move to checking the certification matrix. Okay. So now, uh, Oracle GoldenGate binaries are separate for each database and each platform. Now the thing is, the latest version is 23 AI. Okay. You may have a question now. Which version should we download? Okay. This is the main question which I get regularly. Which version of GoldenGate should we use and how to decide? I always say one thing. Always go with the latest supported version. Okay. Why? See, and people have this question as well. Like it may be a buggy version. It is not tested that much because it's new. Guys, my question to you is: you are working in Oracle. You are working for Oracle. You are working for a Oracle product. You are earning today because of Oracle product. So if Oracle has introduced a product and launched a product in market, they must have done a sufficient testing to ensure that before it goes out to public, it is trustable and at least it is usable. Agreed, there may be some bug which some organization or some project may face. But remember, those bugs are not hit by 90% of projects. 10%, yes, they hit the bug, and if they hit the bug, raise an SR and they will give you the solution. So my answer is, if the support for the latest version is available, go with the latest. So if 23 AI is supported for your platform, for your database, go with it. If 21C is supported for your database and version, go for it. If 19C is supported for your database and version, go for it. Whatever is latest version supported, go for it. Okay. Okay. So, so now before we proceed, first of all, we need to check the certification matrix. So guys, keep in mind any product you are working on, whether it is database or whether it is any technology, each technology has a certification matrix for it. So certification matrix means it will tell you whether the version is certified or not for your environment. So ensure to check the certification matrix for that, whether you are installing the database, whether you're installing GoldenGate, whether you're installing Informatica, whether you have any AI tool. Sorry, not AI tool, any technology you are working on. See, it's always good to be right first time. I'll give you one scenario. Okay. I was working in one of the project. Okay. And someone hired a GoldenGate administrator. I'm talking about 4 or 5 years back when 19C was used. Okay. And 19C at that time, if I'm exactly recall, it wasn't supported for AIX. So what they did was they downloaded the binary for GoldenGate and installed on AIX version. Okay. And after installing, okay, it was AIX supported, but it was AIX version not supported. So I think 6 or 7, something like that. So 19C supports, I think AIX 7. AIX 6 wasn't supported. Something like this. It was version mismatch. So on that particular version didn't support that particular version which was downloaded. And it was specifically mentioned in the certification matrix. But because people doesn't check certification matrix, it's always good to follow the process. Something like if you know ABCD, so that's how we learned English, right? In India, I'm raised in India. So in India, when I learned ABCD, so when I learned English, first I learned ABCD, then I learned framing, then I learned words, then I learned framing sentences, vocabulary, grammar, all these things. So there was a process. Same thing applies here. So if I would have missed anything in between, I was error prone and I may have made mistakes, right? So same thing applies when you are learning GoldenGate or when you are doing things. Always follow the process. It's always good to follow the process so that you don't regret later, or your chances of committing mistakes are less. So when you are learning GoldenGate, if you follow this proper procedure like we are doing in this training as well, step by step, it becomes easier. Chances of making errors or going into some issues are less when you follow the process. So what he did was he downloaded the binary and it didn't work. And then he had to raise the SR with Oracle. It took 2 days for Oracle guys to respond, and they responded that it is not certified. And the quickest solution for it was, if he would have checked the certification metrics, he would not have gone into this situation, right? I don't deny, always make mistakes, guys. I have made mistakes. I have truncated one's production table as well. I, when I was working for one of the government projects in Canada, I did truncate the production table, let me tell you. And due to this, here we have Service Ontario. It was closed for whole 1 day because of my mistake. But the thing is, I accept my mistake. So it's always good you accept your mistake. Second thing is, you should learn from your mistake. So after that, I am always cautious. And I haven't done that mistake ever. And some of you may have some good instances to share. If you have any good instances, share it in the chat window, which everyone would like to hear. It at that moment it was scary. Like when I truncated the table, you won't believe, it was almost 2 days I didn't take rest because it was so critical table. So, but now why I share this is, I'm not sharing this because you should also truncate the table. No, I don't mean to say that. What I mean is, make mistake, always ensure that you don't repeat the mistake. And then when you hear the same mistake being committed by someone else, you should not repeat it. So that's why I'm sharing this with you, that that person didn't check the certification matrix, hence it didn't work. And guys, please share your experiences in the chat or comment here so that others can get lightened by your experiences. Those could be funny as well, those could be like scary as well, but at least when you share your experiences, it helps others. See, the whole purpose of doing these sessions or providing trainings or interacting with you guys is so that whatever I have learned so far, I can pass it on to you. That's the whole purpose. So if you also want to do that, start with sharing small things, guys. I Let me tell you, people really like what you tell them. You all follow Instagram today. You all follow Facebook, right? People post their pictures. And trust me, 95% of people, as per survey, like to know what is happening in other people's life. They really like it. They really like to see the photo and then they comment. If not comment over there, they comment internally like it's looking good, it's looking bad, it's looking nice. They also, if you post your travel photos, the purpose of travel posting the travel photos is not to flaunt. The purpose of traveling photos is to ensure to make people aware about the places so that they also get inspired to travel. Show the the places which are clean so that they get inspired to inspired to clean the surrounding among themselves. So it really helps. Share good things so that share inspiring things, basically. That's what I say. As much as possible. And trust me, it will help yourself only when you share these things with others. It helps not only like when I do these sessions or when I interact with you guys, it's not you guys who benefit, guys. It's me who gets benefited. That's why I do this, because I learn every day. I never claim that I know everything. I learn every day because learning is the process. Once the day I learn everything, the learning process will stop. Okay. So yeah. So ensure to check the certification metrics. So every technology has a certification matrix. So the thing is, if the guy would have checked the certification matrix, he didn't have to wait for 2 days, and also it would have painted a good picture in front of his client. Now the first impression in front of the client wasn't good for him because he missed the basic step. So always ensure to check the certification matrix. Okay. So each technology has a certification matrix associated to it. Okay. Each technology in today's world has a certification matrix associated to it. So let us check the GoldenGate certification metrics. But before you check the certification metrics, you note down these few things like what is source database type and source database version. What is the source platform? Okay. Same way, note down target database type, target database version, and target platform. Guys, while talking to you about few different things, I may have to extend the session by 5 to 10 minutes. Is that okay? Please uh, coordinate with me. Okay, so note down the source database type, source database version, and source platform as well. Okay. Now, also note down target database type, target database version, and target platform. So the virtual boxes which are there with you right now, which are shared during the training. Okay. These virtual boxes are shared with you over training enrolled WhatsApp group, and I'll be sharing them again as well. Okay. So in training enrolled WhatsApp group, these virtual boxes are shared. So these training enrolled virtual boxes, the name is GGate 18 and GGate 28. So in these, we are going to use them for training purpose. So in these virtual boxes, basically, these virtual boxes are on. So the Oracle user password is Oracle and root user password is root. So on these virtual boxes, we have got Oracle database, and the platform is Enterprise Linux 8. See, it's EL8. Okay, and it's Linux platform, Enterprise Linux 8, and the database what we have is Oracle database. And Oracle database is 19C on these servers we have. We have 19C database on these servers. Okay, same thing is on Target as well. Target is same Enterprise Linux 8 and Linux, and database is also Oracle. Okay, now once you have this information, now what we'll do, we'll go ahead and check the certification matrix. So first we'll go ahead and check whether GoldenGate 23ai is supported for this database version and platform or not. Let us check the certification matrix. So you need to download the certification matrix. How do you download the certification matrix? So to download the certification matrix, go to Google and type Oracle Fusion Middleware Certification Matrix. So GoldenGate is a Fusion middleware product. So type Oracle Fusion Middleware Certification Matrix. Click on the first link. Okay. Here you will find this GoldenGate certification. So see, go here. So here you will find certification matrix related to 23ai, 21C, 19C, Oracle GoldenGate Veridata 23C certification matrix is there. 12C certification matrix is there. Previous version certification matrix like 18C certification matrix is there. 12C certification matrix is there. 12.2, 12C. 12C Veridata is certification matrix is there. 11G R2 certification matrix is also there. So you need to check first 23i. Go check the latest version certification matrix, whether it is supported or not. If it is supported, then it's okay. If it's not, then move to the next certification matrix. Okay. So let us check 23ai certification matrix. Click on it. It will be downloaded. Double click and open. Okay. Now here we'll click on GoldenGate. So GoldenGate for DAA, if you see, it is for GoldenGate for big data and NoSQL, etc. Okay. So GoldenGate for DAA stands for GoldenGate for distributed analytics. Okay. You see two tabs here, GoldenGate and GoldenGate for DAA. So GoldenGate certification matrix is for GoldenGate data related to the database, and GoldenGate for DAA is for like Kafka, big data or NoSQL. So there was a question going on so far like, does GoldenGate supports NoSQL database? I didn't answer purposefully. The reason is, guys, after this session, you don't have to ask anyone whether GoldenGate supports this database or this version or not. You will be able to answer it on your own. Check the certification matrix, see if this database is supported or if this version is supported or this platform is supported. You need to check the certification matrix and then you will be able to answer on your own. Now, if you go here, okay, we are doing this GoldenGate for database. This training is for GoldenGate on database. So now you need to check this certification matrix. Okay. Now what we'll do, so if you want to see what all databases this 23i GoldenGate 23i supports, so you can see that over here. Mm, See here, product family. So this will tell you this 23i supports which databases. It supports DB2. It supports HP non-stop databases. It supports MySQL. This supports Postgres, Oracle, SQL Server, Sybase, Teradata, and timestamp database. So support for 23 AI microservices has been increased to lot many databases in comparison to 21c now. So all these databases are supported by 23 AI. Now, because our data, and same way, if you want to see with this 23 AI is supported on which platform, you can check the platform here, processor type. So this supports Linux and HP non-stop uh, platform. So does it mean, say for example, if you have AIX, does it mean GoldenGate doesn't support AIX platform? The answer is 23, it means 23 AI doesn't support AIX platform. Okay, so OS version, check the OS version, I think, not processor type, check the OS version. So OS version will tell you what all platforms it supports. So it supports these uh, OS versions. So as I mentioned, it doesn't mean that if you don't see AIX is not supported on 23 AI. It means that it just means GoldenGate may be supported, but 23i doesn't support. So if 23i doesn't support, then check 21c certification matrix. If 21c doesn't support, check 19c, check 18c or previous version. If none of them doesn't support, that means GoldenGate doesn't support that. Okay, so now what we'll do, we'll select GoldenGate for Oracle database only. Where did it go? Here, product family will select Oracle database. We'll unselect all. We'll select only Oracle database. Okay, now, so you can see that, and then we'll select the OS processor type. So processor type is Linux x86 64, which is already selected. And then we'll select anything else we need to select, like OS version. So our OS version is Enterprise Linux 8. So that is also okay. So now you can see that it has filtered out. So, and now we need to select the Oracle database over here. So under Oracle database, we have Amazon RDS, Oracle database, Exadata and ODI and OCI. Because ours is Oracle database on-prem. So we'll select Oracle database over here. So you can, what I'm trying to show is you can select your certification matrix accordingly. Now, if you see, now the certification matrix is there. So GoldenGate 23 AI supports Oracle Database 19c and 21c both. Okay, it supports it on Linux x86 64, and the platform it supports is RHEL 8 and RHEL 9. So if your virtual boxes are on RHEL 7, GoldenGate 23 AI will not work. You have to minimum run it on RHEL 8 or RHEL 9. Okay, so in our case, we have Enterprise Linux 8, which is 23i supported. It supports Oracle database and it supports Oracle database 19c. Hence, in our case, we can use Oracle GoldenGate 23ai. We can basically download that product in our environment. Okay. Yeah, Windows is also, it says Windows is also not supported here. I think so. I saw uh, somewhere Oracle, it supports Windows, but here it doesn't say. So I would assume that it is not supported, but I'll check again. I recall last time around when I checked, it said Windows is supported. I may be wrong, but I think, but here as of now, yes, it says Windows is not supported. So I would say Windows is not supported. I may be recalling maybe 21C certification matrix. But yes, AIX is not supported, or some many other platforms. 23i support is currently mostly limited to Linux, as you can see. Okay. Now, now once you have identified that you have to install, you can use GoldenGate 23 AI. What you will do now is you will move to check download GoldenGate 23 AI. So you can basically here check for NoSQL. It is mentioned in GoldenGate for DA, like what all things are supported here. So NoSQL stores, big data in lake houses, data warehouse, all these things are supported over GoldenGate for DA. Okay, so now what we are going to do is we are now going to move ahead and download the binary. So what we can do is we can go ahead and download GoldenGate 23 AI. Now it is possible that 23 AI is not supported for so your source can have different version and target can have different version as well if you want to do that. Yes. So if say for example, in our case, our source and target database type, database version and platform is same. So we'll use GoldenGate 23i. But in some environment, it may be different. The platform may be different, type may be different, or version may be different. So you will have to use different binaries for different source and target, if that's the case. Okay. And remember, GoldenGate is forward compatible as well as backward compatible. So if your source GoldenGate is on 12C, target is on 23i, GoldenGate can replicate the data. If your source GoldenGate is on 23i, target is on 12C, GoldenGate can replicate the data. If your source database is lower version, target is higher version, or vice versa, GoldenGate can work. No restriction is there. That is the major advantage with Oracle GoldenGate. Okay. Okay, so now let us move to the download. So we'll discuss about how to download, and installation we'll discuss in the next session. Okay, so how to download? So to download the GoldenGate binary, what we'll do is we can download it either from OTN or edelivery dot oracle.com, anywhere we can do it from. So download 23i GoldenGate. So go to Oracle GoldenGate downloads. Here, now here you will see the binaries. So Oracle GoldenGate 23 AI is here. So you can see here that now remember one thing, as I told you, Oracle GoldenGate 23 AI binaries are separate for each database and each version. One thing, have they removed older binaries from here? It must be new. Let me see. Oracle, just one second. What I'm trying to say is, like earlier they used to have on OTN itself, they used to have older version binaries. But right now I don't see. Maybe I may have clicked on different link. Let me see. So here if I go, so they might have moved everything to e-delivery then. Yes, it seems so. So if you go there, here, if I click on this, yeah, they have changed this OTN link. Earlier it wasn't like this. So they have changed this a lot now. So earlier they used to provide 21C as well, older binaries over here, but now they have kept it only 23 AI over here. I can see only 23 AI binaries over here. Okay, so now these are the 23 AI binaries, and if you see these 23 AI binaries are different for different platforms and different databases. Like 23 AI binaries are different for Linux, for Oracle, right? So if your binary is for Oracle database and on Linux platform, this is the binary you will download. If it's for MySQL, so download MySQL for Linux. Then Postgres binaries are these. SQL Server binaries are these. These are for DAA binaries. So you can see binaries, GoldenGate binaries are different for different platform on different databases. Now 23i supports Linux. That's why you see only Linux. Then in that case, that means GoldenGate doesn't support Windows, because you don't see Windows binaries over here. So it only supports Linux. So that's why you see Linux here. But if you see the older versions binaries, so you can find older version binaries as well. So see, 21C binaries, they have kept it over here. You can see find over here. They have moved. Yeah. So now I'll go to edelivery.oracle.com. It's more easy and convenient for me. So I'll go to edelivery.oracle.com and there I can find. Okay. So I'll type here Oracle GoldenGate. So I'm on edelivery.oracle.com, sign in. Here you can find the binaries like 23.4, 21.3, 21.1.0.1. So older version binaries are there. So just want to show you 21C binary. So if you see 21C binary, I've added it to the cart. And then if you go to the cart, there you can find continue, oh sorry, view items, continue. So here you can find different platforms. So you can see Linux, Windows, this is 21C binary, 21.3. So 21.c binary is supported on Linux and Windows here. So you can download as per your requirement. Same way if you go to 19C, 19C binary will be there for so if I go back, wow, it's not doing back for me. I'll have to go again. Sorry. I'm sorry. E-delivery, e-delivery. Let me do again. Okay. So Oracle GoldenGate. RHL stand for Red Hat Enterprise Linux. I'll add this and I'll add 19C as well. Okay. Now I'll click on view items, continue. So here you can see 21.1 has Linux platform. Then 19C supports these many platforms: Oracle, Sun Solaris, Windows, Linux, IBM, HP UX. All these are supported for 19C. So you can select which binary you want to download for. So say for example, I'll select Linux x86 64. I'll remove others. For example, how do I remove it from here? Okay, I'll just select this. Okay, I'll continue. I have to read the complete. I have reviewed and then continue. So see here, now it is asking Oracle Golden. Now see, it will give you the option whether you want to download classic or microservices. So binaries which doesn't say anything, it means it's classic, and the binaries which says microservices, it means it's microservices. From 23ai, it's only microservices. So it only say 23ai over there. It doesn't say microservices. However, for the older version, you will have this segregation. So the one which says microservices, it means it's microservices binary. And the one which says nothing, it means it is classic architecture binary. Okay. This is what I wanted to show you. This was until couple of months back, it used to be like there on OTN itself, but now they have changed it. Okay. So you can download the binary for older version like this, considering this. Okay. Okay. So now, once you download the binary, so let us download the binary now. Where is binary, which I was downloading 21 here. So I'll download. So because so again, if you see here in edelivery.oracle.com, here as well, you have different binaries for different platforms and different versions as well. Like this is for Windows, this is for Linux, this is for, so each version has different binaries for different platforms and different databases. Accordingly, you need to buy, you need to download. Okay, so 23i is also there, right? 23i is also there. 23i is over on OTN as well as edelivery.oracle.com. So we'll download 23ai from directly OTN. It's available. So you will find the binaries on edelivery as well as OTN. OTN only contains the latest versions, and edelivery contains the all the latest and older. Okay, so I'll download this because it's Linux for Oracle. I'll download this. Now, after you go click on it, it will ask you for your credentials. Click on those credentials and then download it. Anyways, okay, now from OTN as well, it is taking us to e-delivery only. That is new thing. They have changed a lot then within last few couple of months. So you can select for which platform you want to download. We want to download it for Linux. Okay, 23 is also supported on HP non-stop as well. This is new. Okay, this wasn't earlier if I'm not wrong. So they have now introduced 23 AI support for HP non-stop as well. Okay, now it will ask you for which database you want to download it for. So we want to download it for Oracle on Linux. So you can see for different platforms, different binaries are there. So download it accordingly. After that, you can download. So GoldenGate binary size is 4.7. 4.7 GB is for all of them. Individually, this binary is only 493 MB. Download it. Now, once you download, you need to accept, of course. Once you download, then you need to transfer these binaries to the server. So I have already downloaded and transfer these binaries to the virtual boxes. The virtual boxes which I shared with you, these virtual boxes already have these binaries. And again, the link for them will be shared over the training enrolled WhatsApp group with you. And if you haven't received or if you have any question, you can always visit or WhatsApp me on this number. You can find it on my YouTube channel, my contact details as well over there, youtube.com/Ashish Agarwal underscore GG. Okay, so these binaries are already kept inside these folders. So it is already downloaded and it is already kept under /home/oracle/softwares. So if you go to /home/oracle/softwares here. Okay, here you can find the binaries. So you see Oracle Golden OGG 23ai, this binary is already kept. Okay, so what we'll do, the download is complete. Now, because we are already over time, we'll discuss about how to install this binary in the next session. Okay, so the next session we are going to do is next week, same timing. Let me open the next session notification. So next session we would be doing on next week. So day two session we'll be conducting next week, same timing. It will be Saturday, 30th of August, and timing will remain same. Timing as per US Eastern time is 7:30 a.m. it starts, and as per India timing it starts at 5 p.m. Indian time. 5 to 7:30 p.m. I should say, and 4:30 to 7 PST. Oh, this timing I have mentioned as wrong. It is PST. And 6:30 to 9 a.m. and 7:30 to 10 a.m. Eastern. Okay, and the session duration is 150 minutes. And in the next session, what we'll discuss about how to install GoldenGate, how to create service manager, how to create deployment, login to service manager, how to change service manager password, and different services which are part of service manager, along with what are the key features of 23 AI. So what steps you need to do prior to the next session is you need to set up the lab. We'll be discussing about setting up the lab. Those instructions are already shared on training enrolled students WhatsApp group. And also the link to join the next session, it will be shared before the session. Okay, before the next session, it will be shared over our WhatsApp group itself. Training enrolled WhatsApp group will be discussing. Okay, so in the next session, we'll be doing installation of Oracle GoldenGate. Now, if I have to quickly recap what we discussed in today's session. So in today's session, we discussed about introduction and overview of GoldenGate. What is 23 AI? We just got a feel of it. You haven't got full idea about 23i because this is the first session, but subsequently as the session goes on, you will definitely like it. You will understand it. So we discussed about what are different types of architectures available, like classic architecture, microservices. Then we briefly discussed about what is classic architecture and how process data flow happens. We then got introduced to microservices architecture. So microservices architecture is available from 2017 and is a REST API based architecture. We discussed about different components of GoldenGate microservices architecture, which is service manager, administration server, distribution server, receiver server, and performance metric server. Data pump of classic architecture has been replaced with distribution server in microservices. Collector process of classic has been replaced with receiver server in microservices architecture. So benefits of upgrading to GoldenGate 23i are improved performance with AI driven automation, seamless cloud deployment with enhanced OCI integration, simplified management using new microservices and OCI capabilities. So we'll be discussing about what are key differences between GoldenGate 21c and 23. I will be discussing about that in the next session. Now, next we discuss about how to download GoldenGate 23 AI. So microservices architecture binaries can be downloaded from Oracle Technology Network. We discuss about Oracle GoldenGate installation requirements. What steps you need to follow before you can install GoldenGate. Okay. Then we discuss briefly about the architecture of Oracle GoldenGate. Like you have one source and one target database. Service manager runs on each database and acts as watchdog for all GoldenGate services. Then you have four services under service manager: admin server, performance matrix server, distribution server run on source, and admin server, performance matrix server, and receiver server run on target. We discussed about extract process. How data flow happens in architecture is extract process writes data to trail files, local trail. Distribution server sends data over TCP/IP network to the receiver server. Receiver server writes to remote trail on target, and the replicate process applies data to the target database. This is what we learned in the architecture. And then we discuss about installation requirement, like how to choose the installation location, storage requirement, space calculation. Okay. And then in the next session, we'll discuss about how to install GoldenGate. Like you have GUI installation as well as silent installation method. We'll be discussing about that in the next session. Okay, so next session we'll be doing next week, same timing as we discussed. And guys, I hope you liked today's session. How was it? Give the feedback if you possible, give it over WhatsApp. Give me personally. That really, see, only thing is if you like what I introduced in today's session, like this, guys, this is for the first time I'm introducing these AI tools. In my previous 23 AI batch, I didn't introduce it, to be honest. But I really like the, because I have been promoting AI, I have been asking all of you to learn AI. So it's my duty to ensure that I tell you few AI tools so that it makes you feel comfortable and interesting as well. Like you understand what AI can do for you. So if you like it, share with me the feedback and any ideas as well, of course. And what you may want to be improved as well, guys. One thing is in the feedback, what I always look for is the feedbacks, the improvement points. If you can share with me, that really helps me. And guys, trust me, I take all the feedbacks, whatever you give me, I do take all the feedbacks seriously. Okay, so please give me the feedback and I'll ensure that I do work upon it. And guys, this weekend session is conducted 1 week per day. So every Saturday, we don't do it twice a week because it becomes too much information bombardment. I don't want to do that. Okay, I only want you to like take it one step at a time, and the next session will be next week. So today we didn't do any practical, that's why. But subsequently going forward, there will be a lot of practical session, and I don't want to bombard you with not with too much information. Okay, and if you're not enrolled yet, and if you want to enroll, just ping me on WhatsApp, fill out the inquiry form. I'll get back to you. And if you have any questions, you can raise your hand. I see, Saurabh, you have a question. I'll give you a chance to ask the question. But prior to that, one more thing. With the training, you also have these labs which you need to set up. So lab setup kit is shared with you over training enroll WhatsApp group, which you can follow and install. And I'll share it again over there again. And if you haven't received, if you have any question, just feel free to post a message to me. So, but before that, Saurabh, you have a question related to any technical question related to today's session? Please let me know if you have any.
Am I audible? Hello? Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible, Saurabh.
I think my question is this. Couple of hours we have discussed uh, 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 extract process extract the data from the read log file, okay, and or read log buffer, and it always extract the committed data. So first, my first question is this: as far as my knowledge, database data files are containing only committed data, right? So
Mhm.
why Oracle is not configured extract process in such a way? So extract means why extract process is not capturing the data from data file. I know that if it will capture the data from data file, definitely performance will be slow, but it can also capture the committed data, right, from the data file.
See, the whole purpose is to ensure that, see, we have to understand one thing. Initially, when GoldenGate was developed, it was not a Oracle product. It was designed to work with multiple databases. Okay. And there is no direct answer to this question why it hasn't been done, because it must have been done keeping technical specifications in mind. However, if I have to answer this question for you, if you directly read the data from the data files, it will slow down the performance. And GoldenGate is a tool which is external to the database. So any tool which is external to the database, if it ultimately disturbing or degrading the performance of the database, no organization will use it. Say for example, you have a bank account in State Bank of India, right? And if your application is slow connecting to the database, will you allow GoldenGate, if GoldenGate causes you, makes your database slow, will SBI use GoldenGate in that case? The answer is no. So overall, so that there is no lock contention, there are no locking performance degradation happens, it can directly read the data from the transaction log. Second thing is all the changes, Another thing is like any change data capture tool is designed in such a way they can directly read the data from transaction logs of the database. So each database has its own transaction log, whether we talk about MySQL, whether we talk about SQL Server, whether we talk about the Oracle database. So each database is required to read the data from the transaction logs, each change data capture tool.
Okay.
So in one simple word, if I have to answer, performance. And second thing is these replication tools are external to the database.
Okay.
And now let me tell you, Saurabh, because you have answered this, for Oracle database, they have the concept, this integrated extract works on the concept of log miner. So log
Yeah.
miner contains whatever changes are returned into the transaction logs of the database. Okay, so all the so basically from the log miner, the changes are passed. So log miner is basically a copy of your redo logs or archive logs, right?
Mhm.
So whatever changes are returned into the transaction logs, they get returned into the log miner, and then log miner passes on changes to the extract process.
Okay. And one more question is that, so we have discussed the data pem process, write the data uh, in the local trail, then after it pass the data to
No,
the
no. Let me
remote trail.
correct. Let me correct before you move to your question. So extract process writes data to the local trail, and data pump or distribution path writes data to the remote trail file on target.
Then what is the work of a collector process?
So collector process, basically, how does data pump or distribution path sends the data to the target? So distribution server or data pump runs on source, receiver server or collector process runs on target. So the work of collector process or receiver server is to receive the data which is being sent over the TCP/IP network.
But the data pump process will write the data in the remote trail, right?
Yes. So with help of, so that the remote trail is get returned by either receiver server or collector process. Work of
Oh,
distribution server is to send the data over TCP/IP network by reading the remote trail and sending the data over TCP/IP network, where receiver server or collector process will correct it and write it to the remote trail file.
okay, okay, thank you.
Okay. So any other question from anyone? Guys, these sessions are interactive. As the session goes on, they are interactive. So you all see, I don't want to interrupt the flow. So that's why I ask you to raise your hand if you have urgent question, and I'll answer your question. These are interactive. If your question is urgent, post it in the chat window and I'll answer all the question. And if anytime the any question is remain unanswered, don't worry, I'll take all the questions again. And if you feel like your question is missed, in case, you can type in your question again. Okay, so there is a question from Ben. In real world scenario, are we installing GoldenGate on the same server? You have the option to install GoldenGate on remote server or on the same server. So if you want maximum performance, then yes, on the same server. Otherwise, you can install it on different server as well. You must have heard the term GoldenGate Hub. We'll be discussing about that. You can check one of the video on my YouTube channel as well, wherein I have discussed about GoldenGate Hub. So the answer to your question is you can install GoldenGate on different server as well as on the same server. There is one question from Mohit, on-prem to OCI cloud migration, which one will be preferred, Classic 21C or MSA 23i? So if, as I mentioned, if 23i is supported, go with 23i. And there is a question, what about data type which is not supported like in 19C on 23GG, 23CGG? So if those data types are not supported, then you have to find the way. Most of the data types are supported now from 23AI. Many of the data types are supported. Like when you talk about earlier version, yes, there used to be the case, but now most of the data types are supported. Okay. If still your question is not answered, I have tried to read all the questions, and still if you feel like any of the question is not answered, you can type again, I'll read again. But there are a lot of messages, so maybe I may have misses. Now guys, there are a few questions which are coming like pump process is required. So we'll discuss, these are technical questions guys. So far we have discussed only about download and introduction. So these questions will be answered for you as the session goes on. Okay, Mohit has a question. Which AI benefits included? We know as it's not included generative AI. So as the session goes on, you will understand. Okay. Now, is there any hand raise? I see one hand raise. So I saw one hand raise with the name of admin. I don't know the name. Admin, what's your name?
Yeah, hi
Sorry,
Ashish.
first of all.
This is
What's
Mukesh. Mukesh. I have to
okay?
edit the settings.
Okay, guys, one quick request, everyone. Please join with your correct name. That helps me in identifying who is joining. So if possible, please always join and correct. If you haven't corrected, please correct it. Yeah, you have a question,
Sure.
Mukesh. Tell me.
Yeah, Ashish. So it was regarding the filtering. Like we can filter the columns and all, I know, but can we also filter the row level for big
Yes,
data replicates? I'm asking,
we
specific to
can
big
we can
data
filter
replicates.
out the transactions using where or filter clause at row level. Yes, you can do that.
Okay. And does that
Subsequently, we'll
work
be
for
discussing
Kafka?
about data filtration and transformation. We'll be discussing.
Okay, sure. Thanks, Ashish.
Okay. Okay. So guys, if no more questions are there, we can wrap up our session for today. And and guys, I hope you liked the session. Please do share the feedback with me. If you haven't shared already, you can drop me an email or WhatsApp me. Please do that. And if you have any question, feel free to WhatsApp or reach out to me directly if you have any question. Next week, we'll be doing the session same timing. And link for the WhatsApp group, link for the training will be available over the WhatsApp training enrolled WhatsApp group. So if you have not enrolled yet, just WhatsApp and you will get the details. Okay. So now I'm walking you through how to set up our GoldenGate VMs for this training for GoldenGate 23ai. So these virtual boxes for training, these virtual boxes are on Oracle Enterprise Linux 8, which is required for 23ai. Okay, so these virtual boxes, we have two virtual boxes, GGate 18 and GGate 28. Okay, you can download the link. The link to download is mentioned here in these virtual at the bottom. So the links are mentioned here. Okay, so these virtual boxes are there, and VirtualBox 7.1.6 is there. So you need to download all three of them. Once you download, the VM images are approximately 16 and 17 GB approximately, and they may take some time to download. So recommended to use wired connection if you are facing issue and download them one at a time. Don't download to all together. Okay, so once downloaded, set up the VM, and same VM could be used for classic 23ai and Veridata trainings as well. Now we have two machines, GGate 18 and GGate 28. So now once what you need to do, now this is very important what we have to do. Download the GGate 18 and 28, install VirtualBox. Okay. Now once VirtualBox is downloaded, open the VirtualBox. Like I'll open it here. This is the Oracle VirtualBox. Okay. So VirtualBox is open. Now, when you open for the first time, it will be blank. Right now, I have multiple machines. So you see these machines. So it will be blank for you. What you need to do, go to the file at the top, click on Import Appliance. Once you click on import appliance, this screen will come in front of you. Now select the file where your VirtualBox is downloaded. So say for example, I'll use this GGate 18. Open it. Okay. After that, it is very important. Don't click on finish. And all these instructions are mentioned very well. So guys, follow the instructions here. Okay. All the instructions are, this is very important, that go to the settings here and you see this MAC address policy. I don't know why by default it is include only network MAC address. You need to do include all network adapter MAC addresses. It is mentioned in this document as well. So follow this document step by step. Just don't click on next. See, it is mentioned. Then under settings, click include all network MAC address. You don't miss it for both. Okay. Once you are done, click on finish. Your virtual GGate 18 will be imported. Same way, follow GGate 28. Your GGate 28 will be imported as well in the same way. Once it is imported, follow the same document. In that document, I have mentioned how to start the virtual box. Wait. So after this, once it is imported, this will take few minutes. After that, start the virtual box. Okay. Virtual box you need to start. Then what you need to do is open the command line over there and start LSNR, CTL and database. So start LSN listener like this. Then on GGate 1, follow these steps. So this will start the database and start the pluggable database. And then on GGate 28, follow these steps. And connect a sysdb and run this as well. That's it you have to do. Okay. So once your VirtualBox is imported, you will see over here, like you double click and start it. Once it starts, then start the listener. So let me go to GGate 18. So the
Ashish,
password of Oracle user is Oracle and password of root user is root. You can also connect via putty as well. By using the IP address, you can connect to putty as well. So you can do LSNR CTL and start it if it's shut down, and then SQL plus slash DBA, follow the steps what are mentioned on GGate 18 and GGate 28 to start the database. Now after that, once you are done, if you have to close the machine, click on close sign. Don't power of the machine, save the machine state. So what happens is when you click on save the machine state, your machine goes into snooze mode and machine will be stopped at the same location where it was there. So basically once you save the machine state, when you start, your database doesn't get shut down. However, if you power off the machine, when you restart the machine, your databases, everything, every information will be gone. So always close it by saving the machine state. Okay, once you are done, your lab is set up. So as a task for next session, prior to next session, you need to complete the lab setup for the, you have to complete the lab setup prior to the next session.
Ashish, could you
Okay.
please share the adapter settings, because when we import it now, so this will not ping it from outside.
So adapter settings are by default. I'm not sure which I'm using. I can let you know what adapter settings I'm using. So if I check network adapter, so I'm using for adapter one host only network and second is bridge network. So just see, it's hit and trial. It did work for me. See, start it if you're facing issue, we'll resolve it.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Okay. If archive logs are deleted, then how to sync data from source? So you will have to perform the initial load if you cannot recover it. Okay. We can discuss that in detail. Now VM link is for Windows OS. Do you have for Mac OS? So I understood from some of my students that this link doesn't work in M1 processor. So if you, the workaround for that which was given with me was like do a partition and install Windows in one part, but nothing specific to Mac OS. It is very secured, so that's why there are different security features which are very hard to pass by. So far, I have not succeeded with that. Okay. Okay. So guys, our next sessions we'll try to complete on time. Today, like I'm trying to introduce new things. Something new was introduced. I hope you liked it. That's why we had our session extended. But yeah, we try to complete the session on time. Maybe 10-15 minutes here and there, it's okay. But yeah, we'll try to finish sessions on time going forward. Okay. So I don't think there is any other question. If you have any other question and after the session or before the next session, feel free to reach out to me directly on my WhatsApp or email. Anytime you can reach out to me. And anytime if you have any question, anything related to training, any technical question related to your work environment, feel free to discuss with me. Okay. So on that
Hey,
note,
Ashish, Sunil here.
yeah.
Sorry.
So on that note, we can
Actually,
wrap up our session for today. And if you have any question, yeah, Sunil, tell me.
thank you. Actually, I want to know that we have a 23 as setup in GG on our environment, which is running on OCI cloud. Okay, we will spin up that using the temp marketplace. Okay,
Okay.
and configure. The one of processors is running behind compared to we have two replication setup. Okay, and one
O-
is getting sync on up to date with the source, but second replica process is not getting sync with the first. It's running behind the replica tool.
Okay.
What was the reason that? And we raised a support ticket. They said we have to upgrade it. We have to patch it actually. Sorry.
Okay. See, it depends
And
on
after
multiple reasons. Okay. Now, what you are saying is it falls under a performance tuning, which we'll be discussing during our performance training. But one of the thing what you
and
can
another.
request is the report file, share the logs, and then we can proceed.
Mhm.
Based on the logs, I can share few of the steps what you can try and see if it helps.
Yeah, and
Patching,
actually, after restarting that process which is running behind the replica 2, okay, it getting sync immediately, applying the mis
so
trade
is
file.
there some bug
Sorry.
which Oracle has identified?
They said it's a bug, apply the patch. That's it only.
So they identified some bug, is it?
Yeah.
So if it's a bug,
That.
then yes,
Mhm.
it's difficult to resolve. But if it's something technical related to it, you can see few things which may help. Okay, guys, for last few minutes, I showed you a few things like network or how to import. I was showing my screen, so I hope my screen was visible, right?
Yes.
Oh, I think then I paused it just now by mistakenly. Yeah, so I just unpaused it. Okay, that must be my mistake. Okay, so if it's a bug, if they have identified some bug and if you're hitting that bug, then yeah, you need to apply the patch. Apart from that, if you need to apply the troubleshooting. So what I would suggest is follow the troubleshooting, see if you can tune it. If not, then the last approach would be the applying the patch.
Okay. What are the troubleshooting for step I have to follow that?
So
I.
share the log files like report file, GoldenGate error log, and database alert log, and you can run GoldenGate health check as well and see what
Okay.
improvement does it
Okay.
recommend.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Ashish.
Okay, no problem. Okay. Okay, so let us wrap up our session for today and we'll continue in the next session, guys. Thank you very much for joining today's session. And I would expect you to provide individually, each one of you. Guys, trust me, like, I don't like to say, but when you provide the feedback, reviews, that really helps. Like, if you are going out and you are really liking or not liking, if you think any improvement is required, post the Google review always post, not to my means, I'm not referring to myself only, I'm referring anywhere, because unless you provide the feedback, trust me, there you may say that, for example, you went to the restaurant and you find that food was bad. So until you provide your review to them, or until you provide a public review, they won't know that the food was bad, and they may not know they have to uh, correct their mistakes. So same thing applies everywhere in life. If you don't like something, at least provide your review if you don't like something, so that other can improve. If you're liking something, if you provide your feedback, that will definitely motivate. But if you don't like, definitely provide your feedback so that another person can improve. They can understand some improvement is required and work on it. But if you don't provide any feedback, that means, like, how would, like, say for example, you don't like something today in my session, unless you provide me the negative feedback, I won't understand like what improvement I need to do. And trust me, guys, I do take each feedback which is given to me. At least I can tell about myself. I take each and every feedback seriously, especially anything negative feedback, because that helps me to make my session better. And I know I'm not perfect. I need to improve still. So share your feedback and see. Yeah. And I would expect each one
Okay.
of you to share the feedback of the session. Personally,
Sure,
publicly,
sure.
anything is okay. So thank you very much everyone for joining today's session, and we'll continue in the next session. Thank you.